Sinners is one of the best movies of 2025. I was completely bought in from the beginning because of one very short scene. This scene featuring the twin brothers Smoke and Stack. This scene is what locks you into the film whether you realize it or not. Right here. Did you see it? This little gesture is everything that this movie does well, and it was way more complex to pull off than you might think. In this scene, Michael B. Jordan seamlessly passes a Smoke to himself. Easily done, right? According to Ryan Coogler, this is the most complicated shot in the entire film. And there's a lot of complicated shots in here, but it's worth it. Most movies, including many times in Sinners, make a twin shot by simply doing it twice and dividing the frame. Shooting a scene from one side of the conversation, usually with a stand-in, and then filming the other side. It's then combined in post to make it look like you have a twin. But for this scene, to pull off the physical interaction between the two, it required an extremely high level of precision, even though the method was still more or less the same. It just needed a few highly technical additions to pull off. First, they used what's called a techno-dolly, essentially a giant robot arm that can recreate the exact same camera movement over and over again. They then used a series of loud electronic beeps to coordinate exactly where the actors and the props would be on a certain timing. It was like music set to a choreographed dance. Because of this symmetry, each and every take was exactly the same, no matter which role Michael B. was in. They could then seamlessly overlay the different shots of him, layering him over top of his stand-in. They also filmed this over 17 times in the boiling Louisiana sun. So this was also an incredible task, not just for the camera crew and the actors, but also the makeup crew and the wardrobe department. When Michael is sweating through his suit and the prop masters having to keep the real prop lit at the same timing, everyone had to work in tandem to keep all of that exactly the same for each shot. So why go to this much effort for such a short scene? It's because this scene is actually really important whether you realized it or not. It's this simple gesture at the very beginning of the movie that doesn't just give you an idea of these characters and how they interact with each other, but also solidifies these two people as separate in your mind. Mentally, it makes them both real even though it's one guy. It's so effective that an entire generation is probably going to think Michael B. Jordan actually has a twin, just like we all did for Lindsay Lohan in the 2000s. It won't even be your fault for believing that because this looks so good, and it perfectly sets the tone for the rest of the film, despite being less than a minute. If you haven't seen this movie yet, what are you waiting on?